everyone. Today we're talking about building customer loyalty with not only your existing customer base, but starting with the clients that you're trying to bring on board. So, this is a very important topic because, especially nowadays, we are dealing with customers who have a lot of options. There's just so many solutions out there for the problem that they're trying to solve. So many problems are becoming more specific, so generalized solutions are harder to implement to actually solve the problems that they have. So a lot of things are becoming more bespoke. There's a lot of professional services expenses used to customize the solutions to the customer's needs and wants. And so, what we need to do as a marketing organization, and I'm talking to anyone who's out there in a business organization, but looking specifically through the lens of how marketing can help increase the customer loyalty, is that we need to do a couple of things in order to make sure that people trust us. This is something that I keep talking about is brand affinity, and it is the fact that after a while, customers begin to trust a single brand or a grouping of brands that they turn to anytime that they have a problem, and you want to become that trusted brand for them. There's lots of ways to measure that, but in this instance, we're going to be talking about how marketing can help do this. So, the first thing that comes to mind is customization. There Today we are so used to having everything tailored to what we want. We don't have to look at generalized products. We don't have to look at generalized content. We can pick exactly the clothes we want from the sites we want, regardless of where they're located. We can look up books and we can look up products that solve issues. We no longer have to go to a store and look at 3 items and hope that they solve our problems. There's just a plethora of solutions out there. So when we're looking at the ability to serve our clients, we need to make sure that what we're doing is more customized to their needs. This becomes a great way for you to take your database, to narrow it down, to create segmentation, and to serve those audiences that are grouped alike. So this means that usually not every single client in your database, unless you have a very small client base, are going to be carbon copies of each other. They're going to have little differentials, but they're going to have lots of overlap about each one. So if you can distill down your database into, say, 5 groups and then create content, create messages, create plans on how to reach them, that's going to allow you to get more concentrated effort around fixing their problems and communicating to them in exactly how you're going to do that, because the messages across those 5 groups are not going to be exactly the same. They're going to be based on the needs of that particular group. So this creates a lot of trust in a brand through the customer. The second one is answer their questions. This seems obvious. If a customer asks a question, you want to provide the answer. But what I mean is, let's look at ways in which we can educate them, in which we can help serve them so that they're using our product better. And this comes down to ensuring that we are taking all of the questions that are coming in, creating content that answers those questions, putting them in a place where it's easy for them to find, and then telling the customer where to find that information. Obviously, they can always escalate to your customer success teams or through your help desk or whatever platform you have set up to help them on a one-on-one basis. But we want to alleviate as many of their issues as possible by having this information online. And the reason I say this, you may be already doing this, so it may not apply to you, but I do see a lot of companies not putting this in a public forum where people can self-serve themselves or find the answers themselves. And oftentimes people, at least today, they don't want to reach out and talk to someone first to answer their problem. They want to be able to have or find information that addresses their issue. Think about if you have an issue with your Mac, your personal Mac, you're not immediately going to take it to a Mac diagnostic person or to the Apple store. You're going to try to figure out the problem yourself first using their boards, using all of the knowledge base items that they have out there, or even using chat before you'll take it physically in, because that is a big investment for you to do that. It's the same with your clients. They don't want to invest a bunch of time on the phone getting their answers or their questions answered. They want to be able to find it in some sort of forum. So educate them, answer their questions ahead of time. The next one is you want to be absolutely reliable. If you are struggling to keep clients because they're complaining that your product is not reliable, then you need to put the brakes or pump the brakes on whatever else you're doing and fix those problems, because it's just going to compound. The customer needs to know that you are a reliable source, because if you aren't, they're going to take their business elsewhere. So be reliable, answer their questions, be the one that they go to when they need this problem solved. And you can do that through building trust by being reliable. The next one is take their feedback in and use it. So a lot of companies will ask for input from their customer base and never do anything with that information. So if you are going to go through the effort of collecting information from your clients, which I highly recommend, you want to do this on a regular basis and not just through NPS scores, but actually asking them to, long form answers, putting stuff in there in a form that they can articulate what their problems are, and use that feedback to help improve your processes. Of course, you're not going to put everything into place, but pick and choose the things that are first, lowest hanging fruit that you can solve to make the most amount of people happy, and then move on to other things that are issues within your platform, your solution, your messaging, whatever it is, whatever that feedback is that you're getting from customers. But listen to them and use the information, because that also helps to build brand affinity, because they know they can trust you, that you're going to listen to them. And the last one is, and this kind of dovetails on to from the previous topic, is use what you're getting from your customer base to as input for your future roadmap. So many times companies are building their roadmap, building what they're going to be doing into the product based on what they're hearing in press, from analysts or from other sources, or what they just have in their head that they think they need to create. But what you need to do is flip that on its head and ask the customer, you're using our solution, what other problems are you facing that we can help by adding a feature, adding some sort of functionality, enhancing the solution in some way? Because that is much easier than trying to try to get new customers all the time. If you build stuff into your product, you can, harvest those customers that are already buying from you, maybe increase the prices a little bit, get more returning people are coming back to you and paying more and more. And then that will trickle down to existing customers, or future customers that you're trying to get. They're going to learn about your product and how you're solving issues and how you're a reliable source. So use that input for the future, ask them what they need, and put that in your roadmap. Don't do it in a vacuum. And those are all the points I have for you on this subject. If you have any questions, please reach out to me at rosa@rosalear.com. I look forward to hearing from you. Bye-bye.